In our last session, we have completed with our derivation of diesel cycle. In today's session, we will see numerical based on that topic. So this is Faizan Kakti and I welcome you all to our lecture series of basic mechanical engineering. So let's begin with our question. So the question number 1 is displayed on your screen. In an ideal diesel cycle, the temperature at the beginning and at the end of compression are 57 degrees centigrade and 603 degree centigrade respectively. So temperature at the beginning of compression, which means temperature T1 is given, and at the end of compression, that means temperature T2 is given. This you can observe from a PV diagram. That is point number 1 and point number 2. Okay. Further it is written the temperature at the beginning and at the end of expansion are 1950 degree centigrade and 870 degree centigrade respectively, which means you can see the expansion stroke, that is from state 3 to state 4. Okay, in this process expansion takes place. So temperature T3 is given at the beginning of expansion, that is 1950 degree centigrade, and T4 is given, that is 870 degree centigrade. So we need to determine ideal efficiency of a cycle if a pressure at the beginning is 1 bar. So P1 is given 1 bar. Also we need to calculate maximum pressure in a cycle. Okay, so first of all, writing down data. So we would say that all the 4 temperatures are given at all the key points. That is T1 is given, T2 is given, T3 and T4. Converting degree Celsius into Kelvin, so I have added 273. Okay, so T1 is equal to 330 Kelvin, T2 is equal to 876 Kelvin, T3 is equal to 22223 Kelvin, that is 2223 Kelvin, and T4 is equal to 943 Kelvin. T1 is given, that is 1 bar, and gamma is also given in a data, that is 1.4. Since it is mentioned that it is air, so obviously that adiabatic index will be 1.4. Now how we can solve this numerical? So first of all, writing down an equation of an efficiency, write down that first. Okay, eta equals to 1 minus T4 in a bracket T4 minus T1 upon gamma in a bracket T3 minus T2. So this equation I have written in form of temperatures. Since I can say that all the 4 temperatures are known, so we can directly use a temperature of equation of efficiency in terms of temperature. So we can say that eta is equal to, in a bracket, 1 minus, substituting all the values of temperature, that is T1, T2, T3 and T4, we get efficiency 56.09%. Okay, so first task is completed. So next task is to determine maximum pressure. Now observe carefully PV diagram. At which point we can get maximum pressure? So we can say that at point number 2 and point number 3, which are same, P2 is equal to P3, which means P2 is equal to P3 is our maximum pressure, which we need to find out. So how we can do that? So we can say that we can use our adiabatic compression process from state 1 to state 2. So applying our PV relation directly, that is P1 V1 raised to gamma is equal to P2 V2 raised to gamma. From this equation, we can write P2 by P1 is equal to V1 by V2 raised to gamma, but we know that V1 by V2 is our compression ratio small r, so we can write it is equal to R raised to gamma. Okay, so by using equation P2 is equal to P1 R raised to gamma, we can find out P2. But in this equation, if you see carefully, R is not given, that is compression ratio is not given, so that we need to determine. So how we can do that? So we know our TV relation for 1 to 2 process, that is T2 by T1 is equal to V1 by V2 raised to gamma minus 1. So from that equation we can say that R is equal to T2 by T1 raised to 1 upon gamma minus 1. Now in this equation we can say T2 is known, T1 is known, so we can determine R directly. So we get compression ratio R is equal to 11.47. Okay, once we have obtained our compression ratio, so we need to directly substitute this value in our equation of pressure P2. So P2 is equal to P1 R raised to gamma, so we can write 1 into 11.47 raised to gamma, that is 1.4. So we get maximum pressure P2 equals to 30.47 bar. So this is our final answer. That is, in this question we have found out 2 things, that is efficiency eta and pressure P2. Okay, I hope that you are clear with this question. Now let's proceed further to our next question. The question is displayed on your screen. As you can see, an engine operating on the ideal diesel cycle has a maximum pressure of 44 bar and maximum temperature of 1600 degrees Celsius. So in this question, maximum pressure is given, that is P2 is equal to P3 is equal to 44 bar, and maximum temperature, that is T3, is given 1600 degree Celsius. Okay, now seeing further, the pressure and temperature of air at the beginning of compression stroke are 1 bar and 27 degrees Celsius respectively, which means P1 is given, beginning of compression means at a point number 1. So P1 is given and temperature T1 is given 27 degrees Celsius. We need to find out air standard efficiency of a cycle. We need to take gamma equals to 1.4. So first of all, writing down the data. So as you can see on your screen, I have written P2 is equal to P3, since pressure is going to remain constant during heat addition, which is equal to 44 bar. Temperature T3 is given, so that it is actually 1600 Kelvin, but converted it is actually 1600 degrees Celsius. So converting it in Kelvin, so we can write 1600 plus 273, which means 1873 Kelvin. Pressure P1 is 1 bar, T1 is 300 Kelvin. Okay, that is 27 plus 273, which means 300 Kelvin. Gamma equals to 1.4. We need to find out efficiency eta. So first of all, we need to write down the equation of efficiency. Okay, so I have written eta is equal to 1 minus 1 upon r raised to gamma minus 1 in a bracket rho raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma into rho minus 1. Now observe carefully what is required to find out efficiency. So we would say r is required and cutoff ratio rho is required. So in order to find efficiency eta, we need to find out r and second rho. Now how we can do that? So observe carefully our process 1 to 2. So from this process we know our PV relation. P1 V1 raised to gamma equals to P2 V2 raised to gamma. So from that equation, can I say we can obtain r, that is compression ratio. So making r as a subject, we can write r is equal to P2 by P1 raised to 1 by gamma. As we know, P2 is 44 and P1 is 1 bar, so we obtain r is equal to 14.91. Okay, so compression ratio we have obtained. Now how we can determine cutoff ratio? Think about that. So we would say that cutoff takes place from our process 2 to 3, right? Now, and we even know that cutoff is V3 by V2. So by using combined gas equation, we can say that P2 V2 by T2 is equal to P3 V3 by T3. But we know pressure is constant, so we can directly write V2 by T2 is equal to V3 by T3. From this equation, we can make V3 by V2 as a subject, so we get V3 by V2 is equal to T3 by T2. Now we know that V3 by V2 is rho, so we can say rho is equal to T3 by T2. So we can obtain directly rho by using this equation, but do we know all the parameters? T3 is known, but T2 is unknown. So what we need to do? So next target is to determine temperature T2. Now how we can do that? So for this we need to observe our adiabatic compression process, that is from 1 to 2. Now from this equation we can say that T2 by T1 is equal to V1 by V2 raised to gamma minus 1. That is our TV relation. So it is equal to R raised to gamma minus 1. So from this equation we can say that T1 is known and R we have found out. So we can determine T2, which is equal to 300 into 14.91 raised to 0.4, which is equal to 884.1 Kelvin. Okay, so from here we have found out T2. Now we can directly substitute this value of T2 in our equation of rho. So we get rho is equal to 1873 upon 884.1. So finally the answer of rho is 2.11. Okay. Now up till here we have found out R and rho, so we can directly substitute this value in our equation of eta. So fulfilling all the requirements to determine efficiency of our diesel cycle, we can substitute this value and we get eta is equal to 59.71%. Now while doing that, remember that over here calculation is very much important. So first of all we need to solve a term inside a bracket. Okay, and then after solving that term we are going to multiply with the outside term, and then after subtracting that term with 1 from 1. Okay, so with this we are completing our chapter of data engine, and in our next session we will start with our new chapter. So till then, stay tuned and thank you all.